Hello everyone, good day or wherever you are listening from. My name is Rqtmi and I want to share this quick update with the community. Last year, Rqtmi introduced an indicator called MACD, M-A-C-D, and it's an amazing indicator. So what is MACD? MACD means moving average convergence divergence. And what this indicator does is that it helps you to monitor the trend following momentum of the market, which is used for technical analysis. So it's a kind of indicator that helps you to identify potential entry and exit points for trades. However, I am going to show you how to make use of this indicator to maximize your profit and also mitigate floating loss. So please pay attention while I walk you through how the MACD indicator works. All right, so let me show you the MACD on Rqtmi so that you see how it looks like. However, we are not going to be making use of the Rqtmi MACD. We are going to be making use of TradingView MACD. I'll open this coin. Now, you can see this is half USDT. When you go down, you tap on MACD. Now, for those of you who can't see MACD, MACD is here. MACD is here. This is MACD. I have to reduce. This is MACD. Now you can see MACD is next to volume. So once you tap on MACD, this is what opens. You can see the indicator below. Here's the indicator below. That's the MACD. This one. This is how it looks like on Rqtmi. I said I am going to show you how it looks on TradingView because we are going to make use of the TradingView platform. So let's quickly head to the TradingView so that you'll see how this can be used, and then we come back to Rqtmi. All right, welcome back. This is how it looks like on the TradingView platform. And as you can see, it is below the charts. Sorry, don't mind the colors of my candles. You can use the normal default colors, but this is my own personalized colors to my candles. All right, now back to the MACD. As you can see, let me make this a bit bigger. Awesome. As you can see, we have two lines. One is blue. We have three lines. One is blue, one is gold, and then the line which is the horse blood line, which is the zero line. So the blue line is the MACD, and the gold line is what we want to see the blue line crosses over, which is called the golden cross. I am talking about this. You can see the blue line, the gold line, and then the horse blood. I changed this color to horse blood so that it will be bold enough for you guys to see. And then you see this bar which are red in color is histogram, and then the one at the top is another histogram. But forget about that, we don't need that. What we want to see here for we to pick an entry with our Rqtmi is this. I want to go straight to the point. What we need to pick an entry on any trade is this. First, we want to see a golden cross happens below the zero line. Now, this is the zero line. See this line? See here? The horse blood line. It is the zero line. We want to see the MACD crosses down and goes below the zero line. This is the zero line. We want to see the blue line, which is the MACD, go below the zero line, and then we want to see a cross over the golden line. This is a cross. You can see the MACD came to cross over the golden line. That is when you are to go and set up your trade. What we want to see here now is that we want to make sure before we trade on Rqtmi, you come to your trading view, you check your coins. How do we pick a trade from Rqtmi using this MACD indicator? Now, there are two ways to go about this. There are two ways. Number one is for those who are very, very busy. Let me say the lazy style of trading, which means they don't have time maybe because of their busy schedule. So I call it the lazy man style. Now, for the lazy man style, all you need to do is to look for 3 coins or 2 coins, depending on your capital. You remember the Rqtmi style of trading is minimum trade number of trade to trade on your royal queue is going to be 3 and above. So how do you apply the MACD on your royal queue? How do we pick a trade with the MACD on your royal queue? Remember, there are two ways you can pick a trade. One is a lazy man style, and two is for those who have the time to check the charts and then go and start their trade. So if you are the type, maybe because of your busy schedule, based on your work you do, then you can go ahead and use a lazy man style. How does this lazy man style work? First of all, you need to make sure you have saved your settings on your royal queue using the Rqtmi Excel template, just how I showed you guys. And then you go to your trading view, load the indicator, and then you look for the coins you want to trade from the Rqtmi 25 volatile coins. Look for any one. If you're trading 3 coins, look for 3 coins that the MACD has gone below the zero line. Below the zero line. So once you notice that the MACD has gone below the zero line, the next thing you have to do is to go to your royal queue and load your settings and make sure you are using the advanced settings to select MACD. So this is what I mean again. Once your MACD goes below the zero line, once you just see it goes, the blue line goes below this line, you see here. Oh, sorry. Below this line, see the line? Once the blue line goes below it, quickly go to your royal queue, load the coin, and then you save your settings and make sure the advanced settings is on MACD. I'll go to my royal queue and show you how it's going to be done. And then you save and activate your trade. This is for the lazy man. So let's go to royal queue so that you see what I mean. Now, once we get to the royal queue, you tap on search, you tap on all, make sure you choose any coin you want to trade. Then let's assume this is the trade we want to pick. You tap on create, leave it on martingale strategy board, tap on create. You scroll down to the bottom left, tap on trade settings, and then you load the settings. Remember, you have saved your settings. So you tap on my templates where you have the dash, the arrow down by the right, tap on it. You select your settings. Let's say this is the settings you want to choose. This is where I just tapped on. For those who might not see it, sorry. For those who might not see it, this is where I tapped on. Here. So you tap on it to choose your settings. Once you are done choosing your settings, now we have strategy mode here to select from. You can either choose to use Wool Warehouse mode or you choose sub-bin return settlement. Now the difference is that for Wool Warehouse mode, you don't make money downtrend. For Wool Warehouse mode is that you don't make money downtrend. So, but when it sells, you are going to make more money. So if you are the patient type, you can go ahead and use warehouse mode. If you are not the patient type, go ahead and use sub-bin real-time settlement. All depends on preferences, on what you want to use. Now, the first buy amount, make sure it is on the right amount. If it's magic 105, it's 20. If it's magic 3, it's 15. So let's say it is 20 because this is magic 5 settings. Your take profit, please don't go beyond 3%. However, 2% sells faster. So don't be greedy. Let's take 2%. Then now you see where you have the advanced settings, optional. Tap on the drop down, then scroll down. Of course, it should be on one shot. It's going to be on one shot because that's what we use. First buy triggering condition, tap on it. Change it to MACD. You will notice that golden cross will show. Then line trigger, this is where we want to make sure we change it to less than 0 because we want it to buy when the condition is when it is less than 0 and there's a golden cross. That is when it will buy for you. But it has to be less than 0, meaning it has gone deep. So make sure you tap on it. It is on greater than 0. You change it to the first one, which is less than 0. The first one, less than 0. Of course, it's 15 minutes time frame. Leave it like this. You cannot change it. It is always on 15 minutes time frame. And then you save and confirm. That is it. This is for the lazy man style of using the MACD. If you want to automate this trade, and then you tap on activate. Once you tap on activate and start, Royal Q will only activate or start this trade once those conditions are being met. I hope it is understood. And then for those who have the time, all you need to do is to go to your TradingView. Once you see the blue line below the 0 line, go to your Royal Q, load your settings. This time around, since you are doing this without using the automation, you want it to buy more margin calls, because yes, we want it to buy more margin calls. Just go load your settings. You don't need to use the what? You don't need to use this advanced option. No, you don't need to use it. You don't need to use advanced option. So just ignore the advanced option and then you load your settings and you make sure everything is intact and you save. And you save. But by the time you come to advanced settings and you choose what? MACD. No, it means they are telling Royal Q that buy. But if you leave it on this trigger price, if you leave it on trigger price, it means that you are telling Royal Q to, once you tap on activate, start the trade for me. So make sure it is on trigger price. Make sure it is on trigger price. The advanced option is on trigger price for those who don't want to use the lazy man style. Once you save and activate the trade, it will buy immediately and start to trade for you. But for the lazy man style, you tap on advanced settings, tap on where you have this first buy triggering condition, tap on the trigger price and switch it to MACD. The line trigger, make sure it is on less than 0. That is it, and you save. This is how you trade for the both options. Back to TradingView. Now, this is TradingView. Let's assume this is your TradingView that you have not added the MACD indicator, right? The first thing you must do, make sure the time zone of your TradingView is synced with your country's time zone or your local time zone, which I am doing this video from Nigeria. So of course my local time zone should be Nigeria. So for you to do this, just make sure you tap on the candle, just double tap anywhere around here. Okay, anywhere around the candle, just tap on top these candles. That's what I mean. Once you double tap it, it will open up this for you. Look at where we have the time zone. Make sure it is in Lagos. I am in Nigeria, so the reason why I'm using Lagos. So it all depends on where you are at the moment. Just make sure you are using the right time zone. Once we are done, you tap on this icon here to add the MACD indicator to your chart. See this like pencil icon? Yes, you tap on it. And then you scroll down. Oh, sorry. The second one. This is what I mean. The second icon is the right one to click on. This icon here, like settings icon, yes, that's the right one. So once I tap on it, we are going to look for indicator. Now this is indicator. This is what we are to click on. Now see indicators. Yes, tap on it. Once you tap on the indicators, you search for MACD. You can see MACD. Once you search for MACD, you are going to star it and then you tap on it. Tap on the star. Then you now tap. You can see the star. Just tap on that star to add it to your favorite, and then you tap on it. You tap on it. It will be added to your chart. But take note, there's something you need to do. You tap on this MACD again. The name here is MACD, and then tap on the settings icon, and then you look for the Style, where you see style at the top, you tap on style. Where you have style, tap on style and look for the zero line. You can see the zero line. Zero line, you tap on it. By default, you notice that it will be somewhere around there, the opacity, and then the line is not this horse blood. I choose horse blood. So make sure you choose a line that you can see bold enough. That's why personally I am okay with this horse blood. You can see this is the horse blood. And then opacity, you take it to 100%. Then the thickness is the second one, and line style is the first one. Once you're done, tap anywhere out. The any empty space, just tap out so that it will close, and then you tap on the three dots at the below left of my screen. See where we have the three dots at the left of my screen, below my screen. You tap on it and then you tap on save as default. Once you tap on save as default, you tap on OK. That is it for the MACD indicator. You have successfully added this to your chart. Now, let me quickly show you guys something before we proceed. If you take a look at the charts very, very well, this is a 15 minutes time frame chart, you will notice something happens here. Once there is a golden cross, now let me show you what I mean. You can see here where this golden cross happened. You can see where the MACD crosses the golden line, right? Once there's a golden cross, now take a look at what happens. There's always a reversal. Now let's say down to this side. Yeah. Now you can see the pump, right? You can see the pump. Now let's see how many percent. From here, let's assume you entered from here. You can see this is 5%. 5% take profit. Like I said, don't be greedy. You can use 3%, but 2% will sell faster so that you don't stay too long in the market. Just think of trading as much as you can over and over, 2%, 2%, 2%. Before you know, you've made a reasonable amount of profit. So don't be greedy, please. But remember, the market is very volatile. Even though I am saying that this strategy, these indicators, it gives you a very good entry, but anything can happen because of the volatility of the market. That is why you have margin calls. But from my back test, from what I've seen so far, the MACD indicator will help you to mitigate your float loss to enable your trade sell faster or as soon as possible. So if you look over and over again, you notice that this happens every time on the chart. Every time on the chart. Now let's take a look at this again. Let's take a look at this again. This is another golden cross, right? Another one again. Let me mark where it pumped to. So let's see how many percent this is going to give us. Let's see how many percent this is going to give us. And let's assume you enter from here down to here. You can see 1.8%. 1.8%. So it all depends. It all depends on the market. But however, you can see it later went to the lever. You can see where the 2% take profit happened. You can see it came down before going back up. That is why you need margin calls. That is why you need margin calls. And let's see how long it took this trade to deliver. Let's assuming we enter from this point here and delivered here, right? Which is 2%. Now let's see how long it took for it to deliver. Okay, let me look for that. Trying to look for it. Just give me a second. Let me look for it. Trying to look for it. All right, same date and price range. Now, this is the date and price range. We entered from here. Let's assume we entered this trade from here, and then the take profit happened at this point. You can see how long did it take this trade to deliver? 1 day, 8 hours. 1 day and 8 hours. So you can see that is it for the MACD. So now that you understand how to apply the MACD, what MACD does, let me show you how to generate your settings based on your capital. Remember, the Rqtmi Excel already is a template where you can use to generate your settings based on your capital, and we have a lot of videos on how to use it. But since this is MACD, we want our trade to always buy margin cost fast, because the percentage drop, the footnote is not that much. So we need to ensure it buys more margin cost so that it will use more of our capital on that trade before it will finally deliver. So let's go to see how we can use this on the Excel sheet. Let's take a look at this image so that you see how we are going to make use of the settings from the Rqtmi Excel template. What we need the Excel template for is to generate your multiple buy-in ratio. Yes. So what you just need is to insert your capital, just the way we insert our capital, generate your multiple buy-in ratio, but on the margin call drop. On the margin call drop percentage, this is what you are to insert. As you can see, we have for Rqtmi Magic 1 and 5, because 1 and 5 is the same. Same way this the settings, the margin call drop percentage is. The same way we have the margin call drop percentage for Magic 1 is how it is on the Magic 5. So you see the first call to the 10th call use 0.1, the 11th call to the 24th call use 0.4. And for Rqtmi Magic 3, the first call to the 5th call use 0.1, the 6th call to the 7th call use 2.5. All right, now let's go to the Excel template. This is the Excel template. Remember, for you to have this Excel template on your phone, to be able to access it and use it the right way, please make sure you install the WPS Office. It's an app on Apple Store and Play Store. Once you are done with that, open this template with the WPS Office. And once it opens, we have tabs at the top. We have dashboard, we have Magic 1 down to Magic 8. What we want to use is Magic 1, Magic 3, and Magic 5. So let's use Magic 5 first for this example. And as you can see, remember the minimum capital is 520 for Magic 5. And you want to trade 3 coins, for example, meaning that you have to save the settings to trade 3 coins with these settings. So what we need to do is to insert the capital. Let's assume, remember how we use this template. Let's assume your capital is 600 and, okay, let's say $600, for example, per coin, meaning you want to trade 3 coins with $600 per coin. So if you're trading 3 coins, $600 per coin, meaning that you need $1,800. So for you to get the multiple buying ratio, you see 600 minus first buy, which is 20, it will give you 580. So you tap on it and then tap on edit and write your 580 here and confirm. And you confirm. Once you confirm, you go down and check your multiple buying ratio. This is what you just need here. Multiple buy-in ratio. This figures is what you need, and together with the settings on that image, either Magic 1 or Magic 5 or Magic 3. I hope this is clear. So let's assume you want to use want to save this Magic 5 settings. Let's go to the Royal Queue and save these settings just how this is supposed to look like on your own Royal Queue when you are doing this for yourself. When you come to your Royal Queue, you tap on mine, you scroll down, tap on my strategy settings, and then you tap on the plus icon at the top right. If this is your first time saving the settings, just tap on add it now. So once you tap on it, it will open up this page. We are using what we have on the Excel, right? But remember, the major reason why we are here on this Excel is to get the multiple buy-in ratio. And then the other way we load our settings, which is the hold position, take profit, callback, buy-in, callback, sub-in position, take profit, callback. Just watch how I will save the settings. It is the same way for Magic 3 and Magic 1, but make sure your multiple buying ratio is generated based on the capital you slot in on the remark, because it is on the remark you save the settings. You generate the settings using the remark. Based on the capital you put on the remark is what we generate on the multiple buy-in ratio. Now, for the risk type, radical, you can see on the Excel, risk type is what? Radical. Please pay attention. Radical. You tap on radical and you confirm. Remark, here you can give it a name. Okay, your capital is 600, then you write 600. That is what this remark means on RoyalQ. First buy amount is 20. How am I sure? Because it is on this template. You can see first buy amount is 20. Open position double, AI margin call don't enable, so you leave them turned off. Open position double, turn off. When it's time to load a coin, you see AI margin call there. Make sure it is turned off. Margin call limit is 24. Okay, what position take profit ratio on the template is 3. You can leave it on 3, but you can change this anytime you want to load it on a coin to trade a coin. You can always edit it, but remember I said don't go below 3%. If you want it to sell faster, please take 2%. Take 2%. What position take profit callback? What do we have on the Excel sheet? It is 0.01. Make sure it is 0.01. Okay, now let's keep this margin configuration and finish up the remaining before we go back there. Buy in callback 0.01. Now for this distributed take profit allocation, distributed and take profit allocation, please leave it like this. You don't need to use what is on that template. Remember, this is for the MACD. So 1.3% is very okay. You don't need to change it, because for Magic 5, what we have here is 1.8% from the 5th call to the 24th call. But for this MACD, leave it on the default, which is 1.3. For Magic 1, Magic 5, Magic 3, you are using 1.3, the default. So that is okay. By default, it's already there, 1.3 down to the 24th call. Just tap on confirm. Then let's move to the sub position take profit callback. For this, you do the same thing as well, 0.01. Then strategy period, please tap on cycle. Cycle, just tap on cycle, it will switch to one shot. You can see it has switched to one shot. Then you go and do the margin configuration. You tap on margin configuration. Make sure what you have on the multiple buying ratio is the same thing you have on this template. You can see 1.5, 5.8, 1.5. So let's do 1.5, 1.5, 5.8. Whatever you have here is what you have to put down to the last call, which is 24th call. Then now for the margin call drop, I am talking about now the margin call drop. This is the margin call drop. This is the margin call drop percentage. Let's go back to that image now and use the image. Remember the image I showed you? Let's go back to the image. We're using the Magic 5 setting, which is the Rqtmi Magic 5 settings. And it's stated here that the 1st to the 10th call use 0.1, 11th call to the 24th call use 0.4. Now that you know this, so it means that you go to your RoyalQ. You go to your RoyalQ, and then you go to the margin call drop 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, down to the 11th call, down to the 10th call, I mean. Down, I don't do it because of time. Then from the 11th call, it says use 0.4. 0.4. down to the 24th call. That is what this means here. From the first call to the 10th call, 0.1. From the 11th call to the 24th call, 0.4. And then you save your settings. You save, confirm, and then you can now save your settings. This is how you use this for Magic 1 and Magic 5 after you have followed that instruction for the Rqtmi Excel templates. Same thing applies to Magic 3. For Magic 3, on the image here, we have what? We have first call to the 5th call, 0.1. 6th call to the 7th call, 2.5. Same thing applies to the Magic 3. Remember for Magic 3, how we use Magic 3? Let's go to Magic 3. If your capital is $100 and you want to trade 3 coins with your $300, you'd save settings for $100 first before you trade the coins using the settings to trade 3 coins. How do you do this? For Magic 3, remember we don't minus first buy, just slot in your capital on the remark. So once you do so for this $100, it will generate the multiple buy in ratio for you. Then you go to your royal queue and you save these settings just the way we have here. On the risk type radical, the remark which is optional on royal queue, you give it a name which is $100. Remember, on royal queue, it is a title you're giving it, meaning that the remark is titled on royal queue. But for this template, it is where we slot in our capital. That is the two difference. First buy amount is 15. Home position don't enable AI margin call limit 7. Home position take profit ratio, you can leave it on 3, but always edit it when you want to trade a coin, 2%, so that it will sell faster. Everything you see here is what you put in here. The only thing here you don't put is the margin call drop percentage. That is what I mean. The only thing you don't put here is the margin call drop. This is Magic 3. We are going to use the margin call drop on this image, which is from the first call to the 5th call is 0.1, 6th call to the 7th call is 2.5. This is how you save your settings, and then you load it on the coin you want to trade. If you're using a lazy man strategy, make sure once this MACD goes below the 0 line, go and activate that trade using the advanced settings, choose MACD. Then line is going to be less than 0. Less than 0 because we want it below the 0 line. Practice this strategy, practice it, and see the kind of results that it will give you. And please, if you are getting results with this strategy, please do share with us in our group so that others will also see this and try it for themselves. You have to try this, implement it, and see how it will work.